All right. Hey, y'all. This is Pat Mahoney with Mortalus.
Bedrock.
And we're a metal band out of Little Rock, Arkansas. Got a couple of albums under our belt and getting ready to release some new stuff this year. So really excited to tell y'all about it. All of us have been in bands for a number of years in different locations, whether it's here in Arkansas or Louisiana or elsewhere. And I guess it was about 8 or 9 years ago, something like that. I think it's closer to 9 now. I was putting together, I was trying to find some of the better musicians in town that were undiscovered. I came up to Little Rock after Hurricane Katrina from New Orleans, made a new home up here, and we're trying to find the right folks, and reached out on Craigslist at the time, and talking to different friends that I'd met out at local scenes about a couple different folks, and started holding auditions. And about 20 or 30 members later, and 2 versions of the band later, we have pretty much the current lineup. So we've got Michelle Gann that does the singing and guitar work. We had another guitar player, but looking for a second, just easier live to do that kind of stuff. Brian's been playing bass for us, but has also subbed in for a drummer, which is a whole nother story. And then I'm the drummer, and we all produce our own stuff, and it's been a great journey so far.
Obviously, after when the pandemic hit, we like pretty much everybody else, we shut down. And then when this all the Zoom stuff and whatnot, that's how we were communicating. We're having little band meetings through Zoom, and then we ended up doing a couple of our own versions of lockdown videos early on. And I don't want to say that we were, it'd be arrogant to say we were one of the first ones to do it.
No.
But it's just like, hey, why don't we just throw something together since we got all this time on our hands and all that. So we ended up doing
we did 2 or 3.
We did 2 videos. One of them is for the darkness, the price I pay. And it starts off looking pretty serious and all that, and then it ends up turning into, well, what do you do when you're stuck at home? You have fun. Have fun with it. So we did a couple of videos, and since then we've just been writing and recording, and eventually we will end up putting out a release of everything that we've worked on since last year.
Yeah, I think it, with different bands, definitely affected everybody. And, it affected each of us in different ways individually. And then as a band, we always get together routinely, and we want to make sure that still happened. And so we would still get together and talk and hang out, do what we could remotely, of course, and distanced, and did that through Zoom and Google Meet and whatever the platform was. And then try to stay engaged with our fans through social media as well. But it also forced our hands to look at, well, how else can we engage folks? So one way was to do these self-produced videos, which were just a ton of fun. It was everybody got a GoPro or their phone, right? And hey, go shoot some footage, whether it's plan or your day-to-day life or whatever it was. Put them together, and then we work together, via some shared spaces, and put some videos together and put them out for everybody, and they were fun. If anything, it helped us become closer as a band. It strengthened our bonds with one another, and it was something we could produce and share with the world, right? And it just. A number of our fans appreciate it. It's gotten us, some of the videos have gotten us quite a bit of airplay, which we weren't anticipating, it's been fun too. And but again, it really helped us hone some things just individually with one another.
Darkness falls.
concerned, there's no one single way we do it. It's just, and it's not one single person that does it. Michelle does the bulk of it, especially the lyrics. Well, that's, I would
Not
say,
really.
we're talking about Endless Pain. I wrote the lyrics to that one
Yeah.
pretty much one time after rehearsal, driving home from rehearsal. I just had all this stuff come to mind, and I put my phone down and just started recording it with my phone, and then like 98% of that ended up becoming the Endless Pain lyrics. But we don't. The best way we end up writing is not trying.
Yeah,
At least for me. At least for just me personally, Michelle has a lot more creativity flowing than I'll probably ever have. But
no, it's different creativity.
It's just different, yeah.
Different creativity.
I have the oddest times of creativity, like I'm mowing the lawn, or some stupid time where I'm nowhere near, a guitar or a bass or writing anything down. But it's basically our songwriting happens when it happens.
Well,
you can't force it. It's just when we do force it, at least from my perspective, when I try to force songwriting, that's exactly what it sounds like. I'll hand Michelle something. She says, "This looks like garbage," because it was forced, and it probably is garbage. But our songwriting is just how it happens. And on the more serious songs that we've been writing lately, there's been a lot more thought to it. But as far as a lot of the music that we write, it just happens, and it happens. We'll jam, and
I think there are some folks that prefer to write, that are musicians that write in a vacuum, right? They'd rather have something really vetted or 90% of the way there, and they want to present it to the rest of the band. There are others that they want to party and hang out, and whatever happens. They hit record and they see what comes out of it. There are others that take a more methodical, precise approach, looking at theory and fundamentals and the actual, what really works well and what doesn't. But I think it's, like Brian said, I think each one of us writes a little bit unique, a little bit more unique.
We kind of take a little bit of all that you mentioned. I mean, we're not big time throwdown partiers or anything like that. But as far as jamming is concerned, we'll write down, we'll write at rehearsals. We'll, Michelle or one of us will end up having, like I said, with lyrics, so one of us might end up having a whole bunch of lyrics, and they'll end up staying that way, or they'll get tweaked here and there, and then the music will end up kind of fitting it. But yeah, it's just all over the place, really.
Born into this world, false
Hey, this is Pat and Brian from Mortalus. Get out there, check out all of our social media sites. I think we're on every freaking platform. So your Facebooks, your Instagrams, your YouTubes, and a whole number of others. Check out mortalismetal.com. There's links to all of those sites there as well. There's a great list of some merch too. So we're going to be blowing out some shirts as well. And I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal right now. If you're watching this all the way through here and get to this part, and you mention that you saw us in this podcast, I'll sell you a shirt for $5. So that's $10 off the shirts, I think, or $15 off the shirts that are out there. And then we've got some other cool merch, albums. We've got some tumblers. We've got a number of other things. So check it out. Help support our music. Remember to support your local music scene as well, and all the sacrifices that the musicians and patrons out there go through to either enjoy your music or make your music. So peace, y'all.